What's up, Scrub Squad? Monarch Villain here with a deck profile for you guys. Today we're doing Trickstar U.A.'s. A little bit of a odd build, but it works. And get into it now. Alright, first you got your staple cards, your 3 Candina, and then your next 3 staple cards, 3 Licorice. Gotta play this ratio in every Trickstar deck, no matter what combination of decks you got. And then that's the UA or the Trickstar monsters. Here's the UA monsters: 3 midfielder, 2 perfect ace, because you really honestly don't want to open this, but you want to have a second one in case the first one dies. And then you got your 2 1-ofs right here: Dreadnought Dunker and Blockbacker. Honestly, I don't even summon Blockbacker that much, but he's just there. You also want to have UA monsters in hand that you can draw. Otherwise, your signing deal is kind of dead.
Would you possibly say maybe throw in another Dreadnought Dunker over Blockbacker, or?
You can if you want to, but there's some hands where you can end on this, your Trickstar engine, and a perfect ace. So it's kind of just nice to have the extra negation, because you can't summon this. You can only summon each of them from hand once with their own effects. So it's nice to have the different name that has negation, because this isn't going to do anything on your opponent's turn.
All right.
Then we got Rhoda. I would cut this, honestly. I've literally never drawn this and been like, oh, I need a midfielder. So I would just cut this, honestly. You don't really need it. And just play something else, like a strike or something. I don't know. And then Scapegoat, it's at 1. So, you run into 1, obviously. But, I mean, it's nice to have. When you draw it, you draw it. There's honestly not much cards that you can put in here. It's not like a full UA build where you can run cards like Warrior, Returning Alive, and stuff like that. And then you got Raigeki, because sometimes you just draw a bunch of Trickstar monsters and you can't go over their monsters, so you just have another form of removal. Same reason why you play, the Nightmare utilities. 1 chain summoning, I would honestly... if you want to cut Rhoda for another chain summoning, you can. It's kind of hard to resolve, but you got the same chances of resolving this as you do in just a normal Trickstar deck, because you have the same amount of Trickstar cards that you run in a normal Trickstar deck, so you have the same chance of resolving this. And then 2 terraforming. It gets you to either ones that you need. 90% of the time you're going to be using this for light stage, not stadium. And then Foolish Burial Goods. You can run a 3rd one on this if you want. I don't like running 3, because if you open 2, some hard ones per turn, so it's dead. But this sends mostly, if you want to like link spam like first turn, if you want to like run the new Trickstar link too that does damage every time they summon, you can send Reincarnation with this and summon back your Licorice or your Candina. Or you can just send your penalty box to banish that from grave to search a signing deal. And then 2 Pot of Desires. If you're running like a 60 card version, you can probably play 3 of these, but in a 40 card version, I like it at 2, because I'm like drawing it off of itself. That, and you got kind of a few 1-ofs that you don't really want to banish. Like if you banish both your Reincarnations before you do your combo, it's like it gets rid of all your Trickstar interruption. And then you got 3 double summon, because you want both your engines going. It's kind of easy to get both your engines going with the Foolish Burial and 3 signing deal, because it's a free summon of a UA monster, which is why you need UAs, because you need to bounce it back to your hand after you summon it off signing deal to get its effects back. And then you got 2 Power Jersey. You can run 1 of this, but I like having 2 just so, because you're not going to win all the die rolls, so if you draw this going second and they don't know what you're playing, then this is actually really good going second card. And then you got 2 Stadium. You would play 3 of this. I'm honestly debating playing 1 of it. I just got to find something better to play in this. But I'll probably actually cut this for a Carabane when I get it. And I'll probably cut this for another Carabane and throw it in the side deck too, just because the deck space is so tight. This doesn't do as much as light stage, so that's why you only run 2 of it. It relies on you having another card, which is why I only run 2. And signing deal, this is like the harder UA engine right here. with Foolish Burial Goods, because you can search this with penalty box from grave, and playing 3 of it just ensures you to draw it or draw away into getting to it. Which is a free UA engine right there, just for a little bit of life points. But if you go first and get control of the duel early, then it won't really matter. And 3 light stage. This is supposed to be a light stage. I don't have it yet. I'll probably get it on my next paycheck though. Simple. You play 3 because it's, you know, it's one of the best. It's like probably the best spell in your deck. And then you got the 2 penalty box and the 2 reincarnation. You only play 2 of each because it's just, you don't really want to open them. You'd prefer to search this off of Candina, and you prefer to send this to the graveyard. Obviously, everyone knows what this does. Not a lot of people probably know what this does unless you've been playing for a few years and you were around when this deck was actually somewhat good compared to the rest. But this has like a battle effect where you can banish it, I think before damage calculation, or at the start of the damage step. You can banish your opponent's monster if it battles a UA monster. It's a trap, so use it either turn. It comes back on their second standby. And usually duel won't last that long, but if it does, it's whatever. You just banish it again if you still have it. And then once they destroy it and send it to the graveyard, you get a search. And then obviously, you know, this banishes your hand, and like I said earlier, you can banish it from grave to summon. That's the main deck. And then for the extra deck, we got your rank 4 utilities, Tornado Dragon, Abyss Dweller, and Castell. Honestly, you run these just because they can come up, and you don't really need extra deck space that much in this deck, so you just run what you need to. And then you got your Scapegoat engine, got your Link Rebo, your Link Spider, and your misses. This is nice to have because sometimes they'll like strike the misses or something like that, or warning the misses. And so it's like at that point you just got 2 things that don't really do anything. So you can turn this, you can turn one of them into this, and then tribute the other one and summon this back. Because at that point, if they get rid of this card's not really going to do you anything. This card outside of the Scapegoat engine for this deck is pointless. And then you got your Underclock Taker, just because, again, sometimes you only have access to your Trickstar engine and you can't swing over everything, so you need something to help you out in that area. Then you got your utility monsters, 1 Cerberus and 2 Phoenix. You can play 2 of this and 1 of this. You can play 2 of this and 1 of this if you want. It doesn't really matter. I just do this because it's stronger and I don't really see their effects coming up twice in a round. And then you got the Nightmare Unicorn, just non-destruction removal. And then you got Borreload. You can make it a Boral Sword. I feel like they each have their own situations that they're stronger in. But, I mean, going second, they both die to each other. So, I mean, if you make this and then they make a Boral Sword, this is going to die to Boral Sword. If you make Boral Sword and then they make this, they're just going to take your Boral Sword. So, it doesn't really matter which one you have. It just matters which one you prefer, honestly.
Alrighty. Do you want to show off the side deck, or?
We can show off the side deck. It'll probably change a lot once I actually get all the cards. But side deck, we got second Dunker, because in some, if you're playing like a deck that is super small monsters, you can just side this in and just bank on drawing this, and like a way to get into Power Jersey, and just like, you know, they're running a deck that's kind of slow, you just want to end it fast before they get control. You can side this in, and you got this Mighty Slugger. You don't play one in the main deck, so I just put one on the side for like back row decks that I can just attack into, get free damage. They can't chain till they attack. And then you got Double Storming, just for basically if I go first, and if I know that my opponent's probably going to make me go first, just to have good sets, because there are a lot of cards in here that you can side out and it not really hurt the deck at all. And then you got 2 Royal Decrees for your Altergeist and your 2 Dracos, and, you know, ABCs, they like to play a lot of Torrential Tributes, Assault Strikes and stuff, so this can just shut off all the traps. And you don't play any traps yourself outside of Reincarnation. And your other penalty boxes, you will literally be activating them from grave, so they want to search spells. So having this card on field really doesn't hurt outside of Reincarnation, But you can just go more for more monsters and then get your interruption through your UAs. So you don't really need reincarnation. And 2 Forbidden Chalice, because I don't have money for good side deck cards in this. So I just kind of threw what I had in there. Called by the Grave. It's good interruption against like Altergeist and Sky Strikers and stuff. Like if you just want to cut off their supplies, you can hit their Ray, or if you can hit their Siliquidus that they're going to summon from grave, or you can do a lot of things. Hit their Conqueror, they're going to bounce to their hand or whatever. And 2 Forbidden Lance, that's literally just, again, don't have better side deck cards for this deck, so it's just you play. And, you know, it's good against Sky Strikers, you know, it's just like, oh, just target my thing that's not really going to get swung over anyways, and he'll become unaffected by your spells. And then you got your Twin Twisters, again, back row removal, because really, you got like these 2 cards against Sky Striker, and then these 2 cards against Sky Striker, and that's pretty much it. And then this also helps with True Draco, Altergeist, and, you know, any spell deck, you know, ABCs or anything. Well, that's the side. I'm pretty sure it's with 2. 14 in a sleeve. So you can fit 1 more in there. But if you guys enjoyed the video, you guys want to watch more, there'll be links popped up on the video. Top ones are last one, and the bottom ones, whichever one that YouTube will recommend to you that they think you'll like. So if you guys want to see more, subscribe or scrub side or whatever.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Whatever you guys want to call it. I like subscribe, but either way, you guys have a good one. We'll catch you on the next one.